Hello, and welcome to this webinar on how to become a professional meditation teacher in under 3 months without renouncing your life, without struggling for years, and without sacrificing your financial freedom. So I'm your host, Kevin Ellerton. I'm the founder of Meditation Magazine and Meditation University. So I'm going to be taking you through this presentation today. In just about 45 minutes, you're going to learn everything that you need to know to be a successful and happy and awakened meditation teacher. So first of all, this is Meditation Magazine. You can see behind me, I've interviewed people ranging from Sadhguru and Gurudev to Tara Brach and Amma and some of the world's greatest meditators, even Neil deGrasse Tyson, you can see up there behind me. And through this process, I've learned so much about meditation and about the meditation industry and about teaching meditation that I think that I can really help you out if you're a beginning meditator or a beginning meditation teacher and you really want to make a life and a career as a meditation teacher. So first, I want you to realize how important this is in your life. Now, if you're the type of person who doesn't really care about living a meaningful life or fulfilling your potential in the world or whatever, then you should probably not be watching this presentation right now. It's not for you. This presentation is for people who want to live a real, fulfilling, meaningful, and awakened life. And for some people, you go through a long career working in something that you don't really care about, and you end up wondering at 50 or 60 years old what you've done with your life, and it's called a midlife crisis. I'm trying to help you avoid that right now. Maybe you're already going through it, or maybe you've gone through it, or maybe you're still at the beginning of your journey. Let's avoid the midlife crisis. Let's actually live a fulfilling and meaningful awakened life. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. So I actually started out my career in real estate. I was a real estate broker. I built a real estate brokerage company. I actually built 3 real estate brokerage companies in Manhattan. We had like $5 million in revenue per year. We had 90 real estate agents, and it just wasn't fulfilling to me. I actually I had a lot of fun. Obviously, it was a really fun time in my life. I started when I was 22, but when I was 25, I left because I wanted to find something more meaningful in my life. I left the company to my partner, and I went and I traveled around the world, and I went to Thailand. I went to a Buddhist monastery there, and I found a really powerful moment of awakening for myself in a silent meditation that I was doing there for about 10 days. On the first 7 days, I was struggling and suffering, and on the 7th day, suddenly, I let go and stopped resisting my mind and stopped resisting reality, and I had this very powerful moment of awakening that has never left me since then. And I realized in that moment that my mission was to bring meditation to the world. I struggled for many years as a meditation teacher. I started a meditation class in a university when I got back to the United States. I started a meditation class in a hospital, in a children's hospital. These were very fulfilling experiences, but I had a lot of trouble actually making it into a real career. So I ended up back in real estate. I built a real estate software company for commercial real estate where it was called Think Empire. And it was pretty fun. Also, I had a really great apartment in the West Village with my wife, and who I had met somewhere along the way. And that apartment was so much fun to live in the West Village, and just I would go on my scooter zooming up and down Fifth Avenue from work to home and back again. But again, I was feeling unfulfilled, and I had this moment when I was in a meeting and I was interviewing a new developer for our platform, for our app. And the developer just did not seem to care that about what he was talking about. I was asking him questions and he just answered robotically, like he really didn't care about what he was doing. He didn't want to be there. And I felt this pit of like something in my stomach, like I was disgusted by him. And I realized actually I wasn't disgusted by him. I was disgusted by myself because I also didn't care about being there. And I was also just having these robotic questions that I was asking. I was like a cog in a machine. So I realized that I wanted to do something better than that and live like a real awakened like life of meaning and fulfillment. So yeah, I had felt like I was just working for the money, and but now that I've left the real estate and corporate world, I feel like I have a new meaning in life. I feel like I'm actually fulfilling my life's purpose, doing my life's work that I actually realized in the monastery was the most important thing that I could do with my life. I used to do things that I didn't care about, and now I write books. I actually just published my book Awakening through Waterside Productions. That was Eckhart Tolle's agent Bill Gladstone published my book Awakening, which I don't know, it's somewhere behind me, and that just launched that actually just launched yesterday. I create courses. I teach people meditation. I help new meditation teachers to become successful as meditation teachers. I used to be chained to a desk in an office in a specific city, and now I'm free. I travel around the world. I live wherever I want. I work from home and from the beach and from awesome places, and it's a much better life. So, what you'll learn today in the next 45 minutes or so is the 3 secrets about becoming a meditation teacher that I wish I knew 15 years ago that can save you so many years of struggle and wasted time that I had to go through to learn all these things. You'll learn the 7 simple steps to become a professional meditation teacher in under 3 months without moving to an ashram or monastery, without struggling for years or sacrificing your financial freedom. You'll learn whether or not you need to get certified to teach meditation. It's not exactly a yes or no answer. You will get into it. And the single biggest mistake that new meditation teachers make that often costs them years of struggle, like I experienced for more than 7 years. I don't want you to make that mistake that I made. And there's a way that you can really like jumpstart your career so much faster than what I did and really just jump right into it. And I want to show you how to do that. So make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to take you through the single most important action that you can take today to get started in the right direction and increase your likelihood of becoming a successful meditation teacher. So, the 3 steps that I wish I had known 15 years ago that would have saved me so many years of struggle. So, secret number 1, you do not need to become a monk or a nun or be perfect in order to be a meditation teacher. Oops, I went forward. If you want to work with a modern audience, which I think you most likely do, you can actually be more effective as an imperfect householder because you're more relatable. If you're trying to choose, if you want somebody to help you with meditation, are you going to choose a monk who doesn't experience the same things that you do on a day-to-day basis, doesn't experience the same stresses, doesn't experience the same problems and society, and doesn't have the same experiences? Or are you going to choose somebody that's very similar to you but is super happy and zen and equanimous because they have gone through the process of transformation through deep meditation? You're going to choose the person that's more similar to you because you know that they can actually help you and you can actually help them, help the clients that come to you. Secret number 2 is you don't have to be a starving artist to be a meditation teacher. So you can, this is just an example of like a starving meditation person. You know, they're ascetics. They used to be ascetics. They didn't eat. And a part of that is because, you know, there's this idea that meditation teachers and meditators, you're not in the world, so you're not making money. It's not true anymore. We don't have to be that stereotypical like starving meditation teacher. There are ways to make a lot of money as a meditation teacher if you want to. Of course, I don't recommend anybody go into this for the money. Teaching meditation is way harder to make money than in something like real estate or finance or things like that. But I'm so glad that I switched out of the real estate industry, even though I make less money now than I did. I am free. My income is largely passive. And it's just also just such a more relaxed and happy kind of life path. Secret number 3 is that many people think that if they have a meditation practice, that it's easy to transfer that to someone else or to be a professional meditation teacher. So your meditation practice is your own and it's personal and it works for you. But there are so many kinds of people out there that have different needs. People that have experienced trauma and have PTSD need different things from meditation and need to be treated much more carefully than somebody else, for example. It's very different trying to teach somebody who is, for example, religious or comes from a corporate background, or somebody that is of a different demographic or age group. You'd be surprised how much people vary in which meditations they resonate with and what is good for them. So, and also you'd be surprised at how harmful certain kinds of meditations can be for certain types of people unless you take the proper precautions. So it's a lot more complex than just, I know how to meditate, I can teach others to meditate. You can probably teach some people to meditate, like your friends or your family, but if you want to be a professional meditation teacher, you need more than just your own personal practice. You need experience with teaching different types of people. You need not just experience, but knowledge and understanding of how it works for different types of people. So now let's move on to the 7 steps to become a successful meditation teacher, a competent and confident and successful meditation teacher. So first, meditate every day. This should go without saying. If you're teaching people to meditate and you want them to benefit from it, you need to practice what you preach or practice what you teach. You need to practice meditation every single day. And, that can look different for different people. It can be you can have your own style of meditation that you practice, or maybe multiple styles, but you need to practice at least once a day. It's super important. Also, you need to cultivate mindfulness, heartfulness, presence, compassion, loving kindness, and equanimity. I'm going to go through these in more depth in a minute, so I'm just going to go through them quickly. You need to expand your knowledge of meditation techniques from around the world. You need to hone your teaching skills. You need to build your confidence. You need to connect with your Sangha, and you need to develop a career strategy and execute on it. So, in more detail, number 1, meditate every day. Like I said, if you're not meditating every day, you're kind of being a hypocrite by teaching meditation to others. Your meditation is so important to be practiced every day because it really is what deepens it in your life. The daily practice is what makes you deeper in your own meditation, and it's what will make your clients and your students deeper in their meditations. Step 2 is cultivating character. And by character, I mean the type of character that you need to be a great meditation teacher. You need to have mindfulness, you need to have heartfulness, presence, compassion, and loving kindness. You need all of these attributes in order to be a strong meditation teacher. And in order to do that, you need to practice those attributes. Step 3 is to expand your knowledge. So you're going to have a lot of things that you're going to need to learn in order to be a truly knowledgeable meditation teacher. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of meditation techniques and traditions from around the world. If you're only practicing one type of meditation, you're very limited in your experience and your knowledge. So when you're coming up to certain people that can benefit from certain types of meditation, you're not going to know what to apply. You're not going to know how to teach them correctly. You're also, if you're limited to one kind of meditation and one tradition, it stops you from being able to understand the core of what meditation really is, because you just have this one technique or tradition and you don't really understand what the core of it is, because you just have that one technique. But if you experience many different kinds of meditation, dozens of different kinds of meditation, and you can see where they all overlap in like a Venn diagram, then you understand what the core of meditation is, and you can start using that core to build out your own kinds of meditation. Even in the moment when you're working with a client or a student, you can build out meditations for them specifically based on exactly what they're going through, exactly what they need. Step 4 is skill up. You need to increase and hone your meditation teaching skills. So practice makes perfect. You need to practice with your friends and family, but also you need to practice with other meditation teachers, practice with people that can give you real feedback, real critical feedback. So important so that you can be able to find your weak spots, find your blind spots, and improve as a meditation teacher. Step 5 is to build confidence by continuing to teach, expanding where you're teaching. So, for example, teaching meditation to a large group of people, teaching on stage, teaching classes, building your confidence really, really helps in terms of your ability to confidently teach meditation. And then step 6 is find your Sangha. Sangha is a spiritual community. And it's so important. It's so important to have other people that you're going through the same thing with. I really love this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh that I have on the screen here. It's from a book called uh, Creating True Peace, which I have somewhere around here. I don't know, somewhere in my little office here. So I'll just read it from the screen. A drop of water flowing toward the sea knows that it can hardly succeed alone. It could evaporate halfway, become a cloud, wander here and there, and never reach the sea. But if that drop of water enters a river and allows the river to embrace and transform it, then for sure it will arrive at the sea. As practitioners, we must allow the Sangha to lead, embrace, and carry us for us to succeed. I love this quote so much because it's so on point. A drop of water on a mountain cannot reach the sea by itself. It needs to join a river in order to do so. And then it's effortless because it's carried along by the river. So, too, we as meditation teachers, we can't do this alone. We can, but it's so hard. It's like trying to, like even as a person climbing a mountain, for example, or doing a long hike, you need other people walking with you to make it reasonably feasible. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult to just try to do it by yourself. It becomes very exhausting. That's the same thing with becoming a meditation teacher. You don't want to get exhausted and burned out. This is really a big deal. Like this is why I wasted so many years. I was trying to do it by myself. Okay, and then step 7, build a career. Develop a career strategy and execute it. So there are so many different kinds of careers that you could have as a meditation teacher. You can be an employee where you're working for a meditation company. Like you can be a gig worker who does small meditations every so often. You can work as a business owner, an entrepreneur that runs your own business, that you can work as somebody that helps with corporate workshops where you go approaching lots of companies and do corporate workshops for a high dollar amount per hour. You can work with clients, single one-on-one clients where you're also can charge high dollar amount per hour, depending on how good you are at building your business. So there's a lot that goes into building a business, and maybe we'll get into that later. But basically, you'll need to really have a strategy and execute it. It's really important. So I'm going to ask you, as you're watching this, does this sound like something that you can do? Can you, take those 7 steps of meditating every day, cultivating the character of mindfulness, presence, compassion, loving kindness, expanding your knowledge by learning techniques from around the world, honing your teaching skills by practicing, and building your confidence by teaching in large groups and things like that, finding your Sangha, a community of other meditation teachers that you can flow with, and building your career by having a strategy for building your career. So does it sound like a feasible plan for you? It may be difficult. It may be a lot to do, but I think that if you're passionate about meditation, you can do it. If you want to make meditation your career and it's the most important thing in your life, you'll find a way to do these things. So I'll also pose this question to you. Which steps do you need to focus on the most out of those 7? Meditating every day? Do you not have a consistent meditation practice? If not, that may be very important for you to work on cultivating these qualities of mindfulness, presence, compassion, and loving kindness. Super important. Do you need to learn more about all the different kinds of meditation from around the world? Do you need to hone your teaching skills, improve by practicing? Do you need to build your confidence by teaching in front of larger groups? Do you need to find a sangha, a community, or do you already have one of meditation teachers? And do you have a career strategy, or do you need to develop one? So, which of those steps do you need to focus on? You should maybe take a moment to write those things down, which things you really need to focus on in order to become a successful, confident, and competent meditation teacher. Okay, so moving on to certification. Do you need to get certified? So the answer is no, not really. Most countries do not require certification to teach meditation. So you can teach your friends and family without certification, and theoretically, you can teach large groups of people without certification as well. However, there are many benefits to certification and reasons why people do it, why people get certified. For example, um, confidence is really important as a meditation teacher, to be able to be confident that you can, teach well, to be able to guide students well, to be able to go and market yourself, knowing that you are backed by strong certification. It can be very helpful for your confidence. It's also social proof. So if you are marketing yourself, or you're talking to a potential client or uh, employer, then you should be able to say, "Hey, I'm certified," and that is a really strong piece of social proof for that you know what you're doing. Also, there are some very practical implications of being certified versus not being certified. For example, you need a certificate to get meditation teacher insurance. That's very important. You also need a certificate for many employers and organizations. So many employers and organizations, for example, um, let's say schools, hospitals, universities, corporations, they require you to have a certificate in order to hire you. And gigs and clients also prefer certified teachers. So it's much easier to get clients if you have a certification. And also, very importantly, it's to help you hold yourself accountable. Because if you're certified by a certain certified accredited body that is saying, "Hey, you're a good meditation teacher," those certifying bodies often will check in with you and make sure that you're doing the right things. And if you start doing something like becoming a cult leader, or abusing your students, people will start to report you to the certifying organization. So this at least serves as something that can keep you in a good path. I know you probably don't think you'd ever do that. I would never be a cult leader. I'd never, abuse my students. But sadly, it happens too often in the meditation world that people become meditation teachers, and then they suddenly have all these people, these students that are following them, and it becomes tempting to abuse those things. So having a certification from a reputable organization or company or school really helps to just remind you to stay in check and not to go down the dark paths. So hopefully you wouldn't have done that anyway, but it's a very helpful thing as well. And also to get ahead of upcoming regulations. So there is a lot of talk in different countries about regulating new industries, including the meditation teaching industry. So depending on your country, there may be regulations that come out in the next few years, or who knows what time frame they'll actually happen. At that point, when meditation teachers need to be certified, it's going to probably be a very long and rigorous process. It might be very expensive. By getting certified now and becoming a teacher now, you sort of get ahead of those regulations and probably get grandfathered in once they come into effect. Okay, now the single biggest mistake that new meditation teachers make is trying to do it alone. You do not want to make the same mistake that I did, which was spending years trying to make this my career by myself without a community. It's so much harder to do it without a community. It's so much easier when you have a community around you to help you. Save years of struggle by doing it together with others that are on the same path. And I love this quote that it's a pretty common quote. If you aspire to do something, surround yourself with people who are already doing it. This is supported by research, supported by many studies that show that if you are doing things with a group, with a community, it is much more likely that you'll actually be successful. Now, the single most important step you can take today in order to become a meditation teacher in a reasonable short time frame, rather than wasting many years of your life, is to connect with a reputable meditation teacher training program that covers all of the 7 steps that we discussed today, along with giving you a sangha or a community of other meditation teachers to do it along with them, and certification. So any reputable meditation teacher training that you join should have all of those things. For example, obviously for me, I'm the founder of Meditation University, so I like our program the best. I also think it is one of the most comprehensive in the world, if not the most comprehensive, but it covers all of these things to a T. You start by, you cultivate all of the important steps that you need. This, by the way, is Meditation Magazine's logo. So it started out, Meditation Magazine was offering meditation teacher training, but it became so popular that we actually created Meditation University. Meditation University is now accredited by the Meditation Organization and the International Mindfulness and Meditation Alliance, which oversee our content and our teachers. And you go through all of these processes. You're practicing daily with accountability buddies. So you have an accountability buddy making sure you're practicing daily and really cultivate that habit. You're cultivating character by coming to our Sunday sanghas every week, every Sunday, where you're practicing and really absorbing these characteristics of loving kindness and heartfulness and mindfulness. You're expanding your knowledge by learning so many different kinds of meditation. Our teacher training is actually the most comprehensive in the world. We've been acknowledged by many industry sources as being the most comprehensive meditation teacher training in the world, with dozens of different kinds of meditation from 13 teachers and different traditions from all over the world. You're honing your teaching skills by practicing every Sunday to teaching meditation with other students in the group. You're building your confidence by teaching in the whole group, in large groups, sometimes 20, 30 people in our program of other meditation teachers. You're getting feedback from your students, from your peers, and from your teachers. And you're building tons of confidence that way. And you can even live stream to our 20,000+ followers on social media. You can connect with the Sangha. Our Sangha is so awesome. Everybody's so wonderful. We're all on the same path. And people think about who joins this type of program. It's not random people. It's people that are just like you, that want to make the world a happier place through meditation. And that's the core of their lives. And these are kindred spirits. You're going to love them when you connect with them in the Sangha and develop a career strategy. Almost a full 1/3 of our meditation teacher training program is dedicated to developing your career. I think it's the best in the industry. I don't think that there's any other meditation teacher training out there that goes so deep into developing your career, with multiple teachers that are focused specifically on that, using cutting edge strategies of funnel marketing. If you want to build an online business, you can and be able to work from anywhere. We have teachers that show you how to create funnels and create basically steps from where you can get lots and lots of people watching your free content. And then from those lots of people, you can funnel them into small offerings like books and things like that, where they don't have to pay a lot. And, and they really get introduced to you through those small offerings, and then step them up into higher levels of engagement, like courses and coaching and things like that. It's also an accredited certification. We are accredited by, excuse me, the International Meditation and Mindfulness and Meditation Alliance and the Meditation Organization, which both oversee our content and our teachers. And it's a very, very strong certification. We're also one of the top-ranked MTT programs in the world. So you can see Yogatique, U-Aligned, and Nurture Your Spirit are just a few of the industry resources that have ranked us as one of the top meditation teacher trainings in the world. Probably mostly because we are so comprehensive in our all these traditions that we're teaching, all these different kinds of meditation, rather than just being one kind of meditation. Like most meditation teacher trainings focus on one kind of meditation, or maybe up to 2 or 3 types of meditation that are from the same tradition. Our meditations teachers are from all over the world, all different traditions. Dr. Janelle Kim, for example, is from Myung Sung tradition in Korea. Punu Singh Wasu is from the yogic tantric tradition in India, and he teaches like these Kundalini meditations. Nini Lee comes from more East Asian traditions and gets into the mantras and beautiful stuff like that. We have teachers that are focusing on trauma, like Brett Cotter over here, and Zen Buddhist types of meditations like Mark, and breath work like Dr. Mansi Vera over here, and teaching meditation to kids like Izzy back there in the image there. I don't know if you can see her, but we have so much depth and comprehensiveness in this program. This is why we're ranked number 1 in so many of the lists.
Like, I'm really grateful to
Again, let me pause this. I just wanted to also show you that this program actually works for people. It's actually super, super helpful. Here are some of our happy, successful students. This was on their graduation day, I believe, for Daniel.
I want you to know that, like, it's cool. It's way more than I expected, to be honest. When I signed up for it, I had high hopes, but I didn't think it would be this good. So that's why I want to share it with you. Like, it's exceeded my expectations, and I really appreciate it. What you're doing is really amazing in the world, man. It's a really great program, man. I mean, we all appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, and I'm gonna go to Sarah Wenigal, who's talking also about the program
and history and techniques for different meditation. It also gives us community. It gave me confidence to lead meditation and a lot of curiosity of how I could make the technique or ideas that were discussed my own, and how I kind of wanted to come forward in the meditation teaching world. I would highly recommend this course to anyone interested.
So that was
I must
Sarah.
say, it has changed my life. It was so good. I have studied so many hours with so much pleasure. I couldn't wait till the next day to study again. I'm now starting my own meditation class. I've got already lots of participants, and I'm totally confident that I can do this because the training was just incredible. The support from the office, from Kevin and Meditation Magazine was amazing, and they really have set me up for success. So thank you very much.
I was just happy.
That was Marco, and here's Bob. I want to actually show you some of the students that are doing some really great things in the world. Bob was one of our early graduates from one of our, I think, our second teacher training cohort, and he is now teaching meditation he's in Indiana, and he's teaching in prisons, and he's also teaching in not only in the prisons, but since he started teaching in the prisons, he's also started working with the substance abuse counselors and the prosecutors. So he describes it as like working with the whole chain of people that are involved in the criminal justice over there in Indiana, where he is, the prisoners, the prosecutors, and the substance abuse counselors. And it all started from him working in a prison, or trying to help the people in the prison through meditation, for one of the MTT 200 projects that he had to do.
Because I was going to get my 200-hour certificate, but the guards and the inmates, they asked me to keep coming back, that they had such positive feedback, that the inmates were calmer for the rest of the day after I left, that the inmates talked about me and about the yoga practice during the time in jail. Like, even after I left, they practiced meditation, they practiced yoga. The guards said that they were able to take a little break while I was teaching the class.
You get the idea. So he's felt a lot of fulfillment from this.
So it was a win-win for everybody.
And
I kind of try to fit it.
Here, this is Stacy. She's actually she was also one of our early graduates, and she's currently bringing meditation to schools. She started with her own school. She's a school teacher. She brought meditation into her whole school, and then it's such a successful program in her school that now her whole school district is basically asking her to expand the meditation program there into the whole school district. So she's now got sort of a new career that's developing as somebody that's bringing meditation into her whole school district. This was right after she graduated.
My day more now too, as compared to before. that was like a really good thing, and to learn from like experts in the field and to get feedback from experts in the field and other classmates, colleagues or whatever. That was a good experience as well. Everybody was just very, very real too. I like that. It wasn't like, like when you meet maybe a teacher, maybe somebody might have an expectation like, oh, they're the expert in their field. Like, I really like how everybody, could connect with each other, and everybody was very down to earth and relatable too.
Yeah. So now she's bringing meditation to
Like, I kind of
to her whole school district. So here's what I want to tell you, I think is the most important thing that you can do today to get started. And really you can become a truly competent, confident meditation teacher in under 3 months and understand how to actually build your career and actually be able to get started very quickly, much more quickly than I spent my 7 years of trying to do it by myself. Let's do this together. Our MTT 200 is more than a course. It's not a course. It's more of an incubator for new meditation teachers. It's all about what you gain from the community. At the beginning, I didn't understand that in our first cohort, our second cohort, but everybody that came out of the program kept saying how transformative it was to have the other people there with them, to have the other meditation teachers that were like-minded, that were on the same path. We are all walking this path together. So let's do it. Let's do this together at Meditation University. The single best thing you can do for yourself today to get yourself on the path and not waste time is to apply now at meditationuniversity.us/MTT. If you go to meditationuniversity.us/MTT, then you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see this application. And you can put in an application if it says open. So it depends. Sometimes we close the applications if we're on, going on a break. I don't want to call it a vacation. Sometimes we go to a monastery. Sometimes we go to ashrams, and sometimes we just take time off from the semesters. When we have the applications open, you're able to apply. And you're able to just put your basic information in there and then put in the referral code webinar on the second page. So basically, once you put your basic information in the front, then you click next or submit, and then it will take you to a second page where you can put some more information about what you want to do with meditation, why you want to teach meditation, etc. And there is a section where you can put in the referral code webinar, and then we will move your application to the front of the list, because we know that you've watched the whole thing, and the fact that you've watched this whole thing shows me that you're serious and that you're passionate and that you really care about making meditation into your life, into your career, into the center of your reality. So thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your time here. And for that reason, we are going to move your application to the front of the list if you use the referral code webinar in the second page of the application. It's a short application. It should only take a few minutes to fill out, under 5 minutes for sure. I recommend going right now, meditationuniversity.us/MTT. This is the best step that you can take to actually accelerate your progress as a meditation teacher, accelerate your career so that you're no longer just trying to do it by yourself. You're actually going to be able to do it together with us. And one of the first things that we'll do once we review your application, if it seems like a good application, if it seems like reasonable, that you'll probably be a good fit for our program. One of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to schedule an interview with you. And the interview is going to be us as a mutual interview. You're going to interview us. We're going to interview you. We're going to see if we're a good fit. And we're going to just talk about where you're at in your meditation practice and your meditation teaching practice. And we're going to see, is this going to make sense for you? We're going to really dig into what you're doing. And if it is going to make sense for you, or whether or not it's going to make sense for you, we're going to give you ideas and tips and strategies and help along your path. We're going to try to answer your questions and try to help you to make your meditation teaching career as strong and as powerful and as helpful and as beneficial for the world as possible. So that's what we're going to do in the interview. And when you schedule that, please make sure to show up, so that because we have some graduates, some volunteers are actually serving as academic advisors for new students that are coming in, for potential students. And we really try to help as much as we can. We make time in our day to sit down to take those calls. So if you are going to apply and make an appointment, please make sure that you show up for the Zoom interview. Okay, so I think I've pretty much gone through everything here. We started out our presentation today talking about how you can become, here, I'm going to go back to that first page, how you can become a confident, competent meditation teacher, a professional meditation teacher in under 3 months, because our semesters are 3 months, but you can actually graduate in less than 3 months by just going through the materials at your own pace. You can go through the materials at your own pace. You can actually graduate in like less than 2 months if you go through it relatively quickly without renouncing your life. You don't have to become a monk or a nun. You don't have to struggle for years. You don't have to sacrifice your financial freedom, because you can actually make this as a real, viable, successful career that you can do either on the side of another career or even as full-time. And depending on how you want to do it, we can help you with the career strategies. We can help you with pretty much everything A to Z, starting as how do I do this, all the way to, hey, I'm actually a professional meditation teacher. We can take you there in less than 3 months. So make sure you go to meditationuniversity.us/MTT and apply now, and use the code webinar in the referral code, and we will do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. We review applications in the order that they're received, and we should get back to you relatively quickly. So thank you once again for watching till the end, and I sincerely hope that you have a beautiful day.